Well, welcome back to Queensland Raceway for round 2 of the My Bike Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship, presented by Motul. We're here with our top 3 in the Alpinestars Superbike, and we're joined by Tom Edwards, the top qualifier in the Michelin Supersport. We naturally start with our pole sitter, Mike Jones. Mike, you've been quick all weekend. We were having a few discussions up here in the media centre about what time you'd get. You did get it into the what do we go with it, 107.673. Is that in line with what you were thinking and what you were hoping for?
To be honest, it was actually a little bit more. I hadn't been that fast here ever before, so to go that quick was a little bit of a surprise, to be honest. But obviously, I'm quite stoked with it, and to get pole position is just the first tick of the box for the weekend. And I mean, I think that it really just comes down to the hard work that Yamaha's put in to giving us the track time needed, and working on the setup with the bike to make it comfortable to be able to go that fast today.
Well, to that end, you made some changes that were favourable. Was there anything specific you want to discuss in front of the other riders?
Yeah, look, I mean, they just put the bigger engine into the bike, and it was as simple as that. So yeah. All
right, not prepared to tell us much more than that, but certainly you've turned a lot of laps in, and again that's come into play.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt. Track knowledge is a key part of being able to go faster around here. Like we've talked about, it's not easy because it's such a basic layout and there are only a handful of corners. So being able to refine each one, I think, to the absolute maximum is just where I've been able to get a little bit of an advantage over my competitors.
Now, race strategy for tomorrow, obviously in P1, it's an obvious strategy. Go out, go out of sight where possible. But is there anything else in play here, or is it a fairly simple situation?
Yeah, it's as simple as that. I need to get a good start, get away, hopefully be in front of the 2 guys beside me, and then try to put down the quick lap times and see what happens towards the end of the race.
All right, we'll move across now to Bryan Starr in P2 for today. Bryan, really, if we're thinking about internal battles as much as we are anyone else, top Ducati on the day. How's that feel?
That's fine. I feel like it might be a bigger deal to you, Tom, than it is to me, because you keep talking about it. But
I'm going to generate something out of nothing, thanks, Bryan.
Yeah, well, you are. And anyway, I'm really happy with that qualifying session. To be back on the front row, I actually don't know when the last time it was that I was in the front row. I mean, pretty much like Jonesy said, it's all about getting a good start for the 2 races tomorrow, and I'm definitely in a good position to do that. As every team up here, ours worked really well to give me a motorbike that was capable of doing that today. We lost a couple of tests to Jonesy. He did a great job, as he's done all weekend. And hopefully we can have a good challenge between the 3 of us, probably more tomorrow.
Now, one thing that's been said to me by everyone is that I don't feel tyres will play much of a role in terms of tyre wear in the races. Is that something you agree with?
I absolutely agree with that. Tyre wear will always be part of any superbike race, and especially here, like we're racing on essentially what is the softest of all the options, and I guess for the fact it's hot, there's not many corners here, the circuit's not abrasive, so we can sort of get away with it. In saying that, yeah, look, fitness, tyre wear, they're both going to be big factors by lap 15 tomorrow.
Well, you're famous for being pretty fit, so we won't worry about that one. We'll just get you to pass the mic across to Wayne Maxwell. Wayne, 3rd on the day. I think you felt that was probably about as good as it got, and you're still reasonably stoked with that.
Yeah, obviously disappointed we come here to win as a team and do that, but we've done a pretty good job, I feel. The bike was really, really good, so the boys worked hard to prepare and make some improvements on the V4R for me. So look, it's been a bit of a struggle. We're on the back foot compared to these guys. When you give someone that's as good as you as a rider a head start, it's hard to play catch up. So we've done a really good job for that for me. We'll try to make some more improvements again overnight, and then come out tomorrow and hopefully be able to just close that last bit of the gap. Obviously, Jonesy did an awesome job. It's a fast lap time around here, and I've got Bryan also. That's fantastic. So we'll just do our thing tomorrow, and it's not one I notched down on the calendar to win at. This one, it's not my favourite circuit. It's my least favourite circuit, and so to be on the front row and reasonably competitive, I'm happy with that.
But let's turn to the strategy for the season for you, because you're in a difficult spot. You're 7th in the championship. You ought to have come out of Phillip Island with the classic 51-point situation that you've done before. What is the strategy from here? Because if we talk about this series not having drops, you've effectively given yourself a drop at round 1, race 1. where do you go from here? Is it all about consistency, or are you still striving for those P1s?
I haven't really thought about that, Tom.
Well, I just want to sow the seeds. I'm here to sow seeds, mate.
No, look, yeah, obviously we want to make every post a winner, but the reality is, if I make another post a loser, well, it's going to be a drama, a really big drama for us. So look, you know, if it feels right and you can make it right, I think I've got enough experience to make the right decision when it's there. So we managed to make the right decision in race 2 and bounce back. So look, yeah, we'll just see how it goes tomorrow. And yeah, these two are going to be 2 tough cookies, as long with the other, whatever, 15 or 16 bikes behind. Everyone's got the same plan, so let's see how we go.
All right, I'll turn now to another man who finds himself in a situation not too dissimilar to Wayne Maxwell's. Comes in as a bit of a warm favourite for the season, Tom Edwards, and you know, obviously with the tyre issue at Phillip Island, you've given yourself plenty to do for the season. And indeed this weekend, you haven't really shown that perhaps P1 was going to be the spot for qualifying. So take us through that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, coming into this weekend after the Island, I was a little bit behind the ball. I haven't ridden here since I was 12, so kind of had to relearn the track. It was in a different layout when I rode it as well, so I had to kind of learn the track and start from scratch. So Friday we really took it slow and ended up not in P1 all day. I think I finished the day in P3, so knowing that we could get faster today and we were making improvements and seeing the guys at the front kind of hit a level and then they didn't move from there, gave us a real base to look at, knowing that they'd done heaps of laps here and they weren't going to get too much faster. But yeah, really happy with the qualifying, picked up a heap of time, and in that second one I didn't use the second set of tyres, I used the same tyres as the first one, so I just went out there really to do a kind of race simulation and got quicker and quicker, and you know, obviously learnt the track more. Every lap I do here is learning more, and I think there's still definitely more to come tomorrow, but yeah, pretty lucky to get the time.
It's a bit of a funny situation in Supersport at the moment with the series leader Senna not in the country. Tom Bramage currently leading, yourself back in 7th. It really is almost like we haven't started the season proper. For you, and I asked Wayne the same question, you know, you can't afford too many, you know, DNFs or any DNFs now, so what are the thoughts? Is it, you've got the pole, is it go for the win, or are you still prepared to play it safe and make sure that it's upright at the end? Yeah,
I mean, obviously Johnny and Ollie and Tom, and there's a few really quick people. Obviously Ollie and Johnny are the kind of guys that if they are in front of you and they're really quick, you're going to kind of let them creep away if you can't catch them or whatever, or don't feel comfortable, whereas Tom, one of the favourites or the leader at the moment.
It's a nominal leader at the moment.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I don't want to let him beat me. But, I mean, same as everyone here, you want to win the race, so if it feels right, go for it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anyone answer, I'm just going to play it safe for the rest of the season when there's a championship still well in hunt. All right, I'm going to turn over to the media here. I know some have some questions. Trevor Hedge. Anyone got a question for our assembled 4? Matt, you promised me you'd introduce yourself.
Yes, no, Bryan, Australian Superbike News. I've got a question for each of you actually. Wayno, any injuries from that round 1 crash at all?
No, nothing that's hampering me. Just sorry. Yep. No, nothing that's hampering me. Just my bent finger, but it's just hard for my glove on. My finger doesn't. I can't straighten out pushing into my glove. But no, when I'm out there, nothing at all.
So it's a pretty big crash, but you pulled through it.
Yeah, I'm very, very lucky. So yeah, I feel lucky. I've seen people get carted away there regularly. So yeah, I'll take that one as luck.
Cool. And the guys in the middle, Jonesy and Bryan. Do you think that your settling in period with the new bikes is over? Do you class it as over? Is it now like down to business?
I don't feel like you ever settle in. You're just forever learning. It's a never-ending process, I think. But I mean, look.
Don't call it early, mate.
Yeah, look. I mean, you know, I feel quite comfortable on the bike, and that's evident in the pace. So, yeah, for me, I'd certainly say that sort of getting to know the team and the bike. I feel like I'm accustomed to all that stuff now. So I'm ready to hit the ground running, which we've obviously done this weekend and today, but I think even for when we go to other circuits, that we're in a good spot now to really challenge every time we hit the track.
Bryan, you?
Yeah, much the same actually. Like the dynamic of the team is certainly one that I'm enjoying, and really, like, I guess as far as working methods and so on go, that's the one that we've really nailed down. Again, with the motorbike, the bike's fantastic. I'm really enjoying riding it, but we're definitely still evolving with it. In every session, we're still. I mean, you'll never stop developing your motorbike, but you know, we're still finding things that are, you know, making me more comfortable all the time. So, you know, I plan to just slowly keep that process going.
Hey, Tommy, I one with you as well. You're one of the few riders on Dunlop in Supersport. Can you see any advantage or anything over the Pirelli that the rest of the field on?
Yeah, I mean, we'll at the island, obviously, in the practice, we got the fastest lap, Supersport lap, on an ASBK bike that's been done there. And in the qualifying, we were fast, and you know, the first few laps of the race, we were fast, and we've obviously got a bit to work on. But there's no doubt that the tyres can do the lap times. And here today, it was on my 28th lap. I got the pole time, so. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that they can definitely go the distance, and you know, it's taken a bit of setup. Last year I was on the Pirelli, so it's taken a little bit of setup change to suit the Dunlops, but yeah, you know, now they're feeling pretty good, and I think that they're the tyre to be on.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Just a quick one for you, Bryan. You had 3 changes of fork springs in the time practice session there, and indicated that you were still struggling to get the feeling that you were after under maximum braking, which of course is where most of the overtaking is going to happen here this weekend. Do you have a plan for warm-up to try and fine-tune the bike at all to try and find that little bit, last bit that you're after?
Yeah, we've got a bit of a plan. I think I don't really know. We've changed a lot of things and we haven't come up with a solution. So for us, it's a bit of a concern. So, but look, it is what it is. As I said, yeah, we changed one rate of fork. I think we changed one rate of fork spring and then some oil height and stuff in that session. So that was the 2 changes we made, just trying to search for some stuff in the braking. So it's just a matter of learning. Now we'll assess those changes, and we tried some more stuff just then and made a little bit of an improvement. So hopefully now, you know, we can come out and tomorrow make a small improvement. We're reasonably consistent, which is good. It's important for us. So that'll be the hardest part come you know, the last few laps tomorrow.
Thanks, guys, and all the best for a safe race tomorrow.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Trevor Hedge. All right, well, that wraps up the Saturday night press conference here for the Queensland round of the Motorcycle Insurance Australian Superbike Championship. We're back tomorrow morning live streaming from 10 a.m. on the Australian Superbike Facebook page, and then from 1 o'clock on SBS and Stan Sport. Check your local guides. But from now, here at Queensland Raceway, it's good evening.